Well, now, of course, Supergirl is coming out. And you guys remember that the early projections for its opening weekend box office they were aiming $45 to $50 million, somewhere in there, which I think is actually would be a pretty good showing for a B-level derivative character like Supergirl. I mean, this isn't Batman, this isn't Wonder Woman, this isn't Aquaman, this isn't Flash, this is Supergirl. And it's the movie they thought had the best script. It's the one they wanted to do. Great. If it can make $40 to $50 million in its opening weekend, wonderful. But according to these new reports, the box office projections every week have been going higher and higher and higher. And as of right now, a new report is saying that the estimated thing on Supergirl is now sitting between $60 to $77 million for an opening. $60 to $77 million for an opening.
And that's domestic.
And that's, domestic, whenever we're talking about openings. Now, to put that into perspective, that means a Supergirl movie, not a DC movie, a Supergirl movie. Right now, if it does open to the higher end of that range, and apparently they keep saying it's just getting higher, let's say it comes in around 77 million. It actually puts it right in the neighborhood of what the opening ranges have been for the last 5 MCU films. Actually higher than a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the Marvels opened to 46, so it would beat that. Thunderbolts, which I still think is an amazing movie. I love Thunderbolts. But anyway, they would be higher than Thunderbolts. It'd be right in the neighborhood with Captain America Brave New World, which wasn't so good. Trailing behind Fantastic Four and obviously Deadpool and Wolverine, which opened to $211 million. But let's flash back a few years. If you had tried to say with a serious straight face, hey, in a couple of years, they're going to do a Supergirl movie, and it's going to open higher than a couple of Marvel movies, we would have said maybe a Batman movie could do that. Maybe a Superman movie could do that. Maybe an Aquaman movie, which the first one made $1 billion. I don't think any of us would have believed that could have been remotely true about a Supergirl movie. But that's the power of focusing on quality, which James Gunn and Peter Safran have had. That is why for 2 years I made the argument, Superman's not going to make a ton of money, although it made a lot more than the previous 7 DCEU films that came out. But I said the main thing is going to be, do they establish a new reputation of quality? In the long term, that matters a lot more than whether it makes $600 million, $700 million, whatever. It is far more important. Small, short-sighted people will think, no, it's just all about Superman's box office. I made the argument for 2 years before that movie came out. No, it's not. Because you can't just think about the next movie. You got to think about the next 10 movies. And if Superman comes out and makes $1 billion but is bad, they're dead. If it makes $500 million and is great, they're set up for success. And of course, Superman made close to 700 million at any rate.
Mm-hmm.
And because it had such a great critical response, such a great fan response, you got a Supergirl movie coming out. Now people are actually going, if this thing can open to $77 million on its opening weekend, that would be ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. If that thing actually opens to $77 million, that would be an amazingly huge win. Now, again, much like Superman, if Supergirl opens to $77 million but isn't very good, well, whoop-de-doo for you that you had an opening of $77 million. You just hurt the future of the DCU. That ain't going to matter. What matters is that Supergirl is good. They've got a great director. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. I haven't been thrilled with the marketing campaign yet, although the last trailer was quite good, but the ones previous to that haven't exactly blown my socks off, but they've been all right. So, Rob, I'm looking at these numbers and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. You know, one of the hardest things about trying to lose weight is just figuring out what actually works. Because we've seen them all. There are a million trends, diets, and gimmicks out there, and honestly, it can get overwhelming. And that's why weight loss by Hims really stands out. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever, and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you you regulate your appetite and eat less, so success is within reach. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever and only GLP-1 available in a pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. And the process is extremely convenient. Everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com. If Supergirl opens this high, and I'm not convinced it will, but if it does, it looks to me like James Gunn and Peter Safran's plan is working. I mean, if it is good, and if it does make that much, I mean, listen, I think there's still a possibility it opens to under $60 million, which is fine, and that's okay. But if it opens to $77 million, Rob, what lessons are you taking away from it if that many people go out to see it on its opening weekend?
Well, like you just said, I mean, again, that the plan is working. You know, again, I look at the movie, and while I wasn't as enamored as I wanted to be about this movie, because I like Craig Gillespie as I really liked I, Tonya, you know.
Oh, I, Tonya was so good.
And I thought that Milly Alcock was a great choice to play her. And there's in the trailer when they're in that bar, and she goes, this isn't going to go well
for you guys.
You know, her performance, you can just see, like, that's why she was cast. I totally believe her as Kara Zor-El in that. I think, obviously, and I think the problem is, we haven't seen her. I think when we see this movie, you're going to like this character. You're going to fall in love with her. We're probably going to love the script and the story that's being told. And if that's the case, because that's what James Gunn says, you know, we live and die based on our scripts. I think that's a good thing. And I would like to see this. I'd like to see this movie succeed. I don't like it when movies don't succeed. I don't like it when genre films don't succeed, because it makes it harder to get the next one made.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I want to have fun at this movie. When I like the comic that it's based on, and I think if it does succeed, and I do think you're going to get women and mothers and daughters are going to roll out and see this. The same audience that maybe went and saw Devil Wears Prada too. They want to see movies. You know, they want to have that underserved female audience. Now, sure, in our movie space, there's going to be 95%, which is 95% male, are going to bitch and moan and complain like we always do. But I think that ordinary moviegoers are going to go see this film. And clearly they want to go see this film. I mean, it's been really interesting to watch He-Man's numbers go up midweek. You know, that because people are finding out, oh, it's good. You know, and they're going to see it. They've been surprised at how those numbers have been lifting up. And we're moving in where people are finishing college, you know, school's out. We're going to have a whole new influx of people to see these films, and maybe there'll be success that wasn't necessarily anticipated, which is good all the way around.
Now, there is a Toy Story 5 elephant in the room.
Well, there's that.
In that Supergirl is opening, its opening weekend will be in the unenvious position that it's got to open on Toy Story 5's second weekend. Now, let's say, for argument's sake, that Toy Story 5 opens to 170 million. If it takes a standard 55% drop, you're still talking about Toy Story 5 eating up $80+ million on its second weekend. And that is what Supergirl's going to have to face. And I think it's going to run into a little bit of trouble of there's going to be some families that are going to have to make a choice. Hey, do we want to go see Toy Story again? Like, we were going to go see Supergirl, but we might want to go see Toy Story again. And I think they're going to lose out on some of that business because these are not completely identical demographics they're going after, but they're very similar. Now, somebody else I saw in the live chat raised up the idea that, you know, Toy Story's success could actually help Supergirl. Like, family goes to the movie to see Toy Story 5 and everybody loved it and had a great time. they're more likely to go back to the movie theaters next weekend. And maybe they go, wait, what else is it? What? This new Supergirl. Let's go chase that. But again, it's going to be really interesting to see how Toy Story being in its second weekend may or may not affect it. Do you see it having a big impact on it?
I think it's going to have an impact on it. But I like to believe that a high tide raises all ships. And when people are liking going to the movies, they want to see more. Yeah. And I think that again, you have most people will be out of school by then, especially by the end of June. So you're going to have an influx of an audience that's looking for things to do. So I think there's going to be plenty of success to go around for everyone. I'm hoping that, that's what I would expect to see. But if Supergirl is going to work, and it seems to be that it's ticking up, I think it's probably going to do well, even in the shadow of Toy Story's second weekend. I mean, there's movies that open every weekend during the summer anyway.
Yeah.
So
now a lot of this too is going to have to do with the quality of the film. Like there's the opening weekend. That's great. What happens afterwards? Mandalorian and Grogu had a pretty solid, I mean, the lowest ever for a Disney Star Wars film, but it was $80+ million. But then it took nearly a 70% drop in the second weekend.
Yeah.
And it's continued to drop like a stone. So how good is the movie? That's what we're going to have to wait and find out. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, the box office projections for the opening weekend of Supergirl are continuing to go up and up and up, to the point now that they're even kind of rivaling the MCU opening weekends right now. Do you think it could open with those sorts of numbers? Do you think Toy Story 5 is going to present a big problem for it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.